Hi everyone, my name is David Chong. Some of you may know me as @Jaser of Light from my art page. Those of you from Silver Boxes, you can call me Uncle David. And well, today I hope to share with you some personal drawing tips. As many of you know, I'm a self-taught artist, which means I came up with a lot of the techniques in drawing myself. So today I hope to share some personal tips, and to be honest, they may not be the most interesting, but they are something that you probably cannot find elsewhere on the internet, and I hope it will be worth my sharing. And one of the questions that I often get is, how do you draw hair? So if you look at this is a drawing of Lisa, a K-pop singer, and if you look at her hair, the lines look close, very close to each other, and they seem to flow. And if you look at another drawing, this is a ballpoint pen drawing, and if you look at the hair, you can see neat long strokes that are again very close to each other. So today I need to share some tips with you on how to build a foundation to be able to do this. So let's start with the very first tip. My first tip is about how to hold a pencil. Well, I observe that many people, when they draw, they will move their whole hand. I think that's fine, and in fact, I do that myself too, sometimes. But when it comes to drawing very precisely, when I need the strokes to be exactly where I want them to be, I find it a lot better to hold a pencil in a way where I rest my wrist on the paper. So when I rest my wrist on the paper, the only part of my hand that moves the pencil is my fingers. Okay? So this is how I draw. Okay? So because of the motion of the fingers retracting, the tip of the pencil follows a curve very naturally. This helps a lot because when you're drawing hair or when you're shading, this is the motion that you often do. And in fact, how much the curve turns inwards depends on how much I retract my finger. So if I just do it naturally, it looks like a curve. But with a bit of training, I can actually use the same technique to draw a straight line. Now I find this useful because a common mistake which I feel people make is, instead of drawing the curve with a longer stroke, they will break it up into small parts like this. So when you do that, your line would appear very inconfident, okay, and jagged. But this way of holding the pencil allows you to draw smoother and longer lines. Now let's move on to the second tip. The second tip is something that not I realized, but it was something that my wife observed when I shared with her how I draw. So, I think for many people, when they shade or when they draw lines, they tend to move the pencil back and forth like this. Okay? Well, if you're very confident and you're very used to drawing, and if your purpose is just to shade a broad area, I think that's fine, okay, if you have great control. But for me, when I want to draw my lines to be very precise and or to be very close to each other but not exactly overlapping, I need much better control. And without knowing it, this is what I do. I will only draw the line with my strokes moving in a single direction like this, from up to down. And I will lift up my pencil and I will do up to down again. So this allows me to control the spot that I land the pencil tip much better. Okay? The same goes for moving it upwards. So moving it upwards, if I want it to be very precise, I will move my pencil upwards, but I will lift up the pencil tip and draw again. So combining the two tips that I shared today, I would like to leave you with two simple exercises. The first is to draw a line, and I would like you to land on the same line again and again to make it bolder. not thicker. So let's say this is the line I drew. I would like you to learn to shade on the line. Okay, I want you to shade exactly on the line. If you're not comfortable with doing shading both directions, just do it in a single direction. Make it darker and darker. Okay, when you want it really really dark, just press down, but there should only be one line that's visible. So that's the first practice. The second practice is to draw a circle using the technique that I just shared. So I'm going to try to do a demonstration here. So I would like you to draw a circle. Okay, I would like you to draw a circle. Now, you notice I did something quite unusual in drawing the circle. You may not have realized it, but very often we get really comfortable with our paper in a certain direction. But sometimes the truth is our fingers will be most comfortable and most confident in a particular direction that we move. So tilting the paper sometimes allow you to apply that most comfortable stroke. Well, to be honest, with experience, I don't really need to tilt the paper much. I could have drawn this circle without moving the paper. So that is really another tip. So when you're just starting off and you want to be sure that you get better control, you can master that stroke that you're best at, and then you tilt the paper to draw it. So the second exercise is really to try to use the technique I shared to draw a circle. Okay, make it as round as you can. That's all the tips I'm sharing today. Like I said, these are very personal tips. I'm not sure if anybody teaches the same thing, but I definitely found them useful in my portrait drawings. So continue drawing and have fun, and I hope to share with you again new tips the next time. Okay, bye bye and keep safe.